How easy is it to change accountants? In essence, it's incredibly easy to change accountants, as all the work is dealt with by a new accountant. It's inevitable that businesses part company with their accountants. 20 years or so, you would have remained loyal to your professional advisors, like your accountant or your bank manager, come what may, because you just didn't know any different, and it wasn't easy to find a new one. But today, we live in a completely different, advanced world. As I say, in terms of technology and business, it's incredibly different. We tend to have more access to information, and it's more readily available through the internet, through friends, through colleagues, business associations, all heaps of different places. So, why would you want to change accountants? Well, in essence, there are a number of reasons that a business owner might want to change. Again, a lot of accountancy practices still operate like they did a number of years ago. They're very stuffy, usually fairly outdated ideas and philosophies, and using old or outdated technology. So it's understandable that, as the average age of a business owner gets younger and younger, they don't quite often identify with them. It could be, equally, that the partner or the accountant you dealt with in the practice has changed. They might have retired or left. And like the banking system, there's no continuity or loyalty anymore. And so you may think now's as good a time as any for a change. Your business may have outgrown your current accountant. You may have started with a sole practitioner, but now you've grown and you need that extra advice and help and support that they simply just can't give you. You may have been promised the earth, but you've been badly let down by their service. Maybe not delivering your accounts when promised. That happens a lot. And you always have to chase. Even more. You may have received a fine because they have too many clients and just can't service them. And you wouldn't believe the number of times I hear that. Or maybe they've just made a mistake and not dealt with it well. Perhaps you can never get hold of anyone when you have a query, and despite leaving messages, they never return your calls. That's very common. They're just like all the others, and they're not proactive. Whatever the reason, just like personal relationships, business relationships come to an end and break up, and you need to find yourself another accountant. So, who would we suggest? Well, clearly, you need to find the right accountant for you. Somebody that you trust, that you like, and you can get along with, and you believe that they can help you to grow your business. Well, I'd really recommend that you find a growth accountant who's commercially savvy and can really add value to you and your business. You've now done all the hard work in deciding to change and finding someone. So now you can sit back and receive the service that you should have always been receiving. Oh, and concentrate on the important stuff, which is managing and growing your business. Once you've found your new accountant, had a meeting with them, like them, and have accepted the proposal on the basis of the services that you want to take, and signed the letter of engagement, well, that's it. That's all that needs to happen from your point of view. And what happens next is up to your new accountants. You may, of course, wish to part on favourable terms with your old accountant and call them up and thank them for all the work that they've done, and also to let them know that you've appointed a new firm to look after your affairs. Or, alternatively, the relationship may have broken down to such an extent that you don't feel you want to deal with them any longer. In which case, that's also fine. You can leave it all up to your new accountant to speak to them on your behalf. All qualified accountants are members of regulated bodies. For example, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, otherwise known as CIMA, the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, ICAEW, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA. The members of these bodies are bound by common ethics and as such will write out for a professional clearance from your old accountant and ask for certain information on your business and your tax affairs and will request a copy of the most recent accounts and tax returns produced and other information. Once they've received all the information, they'll be able to set up an initial getting started meeting with you and making sure that you experience their amazing customer service, of course.